Hello, my name is Leo Bargelt. I turned 50 this year, and I run a machine shop, welding shop here in Washington, North Carolina. I became a machinist because at a young age, when I was 13, I started watching my uncle do machine work. I was looking over his shoulder and got interested in machining. I wanted to become a machinist, so I went to a community college to learn the trade as it's taught here in the United States. My uncle was from Germany. He was from the old school and learned the old school machining techniques. My mother was from Switzerland, so I'm a first generation American trying to learn this new trade at a young age of 13. What we do here, the name of the company is Advanced Metal Fabrication. I bought it from my uncle in 1995. We repair items and we machine new parts for various companies and factories. We are classified as a custom job shop, which means we get drawings or blueprints from individuals or companies and we build per their specifications. Also, the repair part is when people in a factory or off the street, they damage something and they bring it to us to be welded. If it can be welded, if it's weldable metal, we can weld it. The only welding we don't do is underwater welding here. I do not do any underwater welding. Um, we It can be very challenging. That's why I like doing this kind of work. We see some stuff that a lot of shops will not take on. So we specialize in small quantities, and we don't do a whole lot of mass production because we do conventional machining. We don't do any CNC machining here. Computer numerical controlled machines we do not have here. The only CNC piece of equipment I have is on one of my press brakes. It adjusts for the bends when you're bending metal. We have a full sheet metal assembly shop. We have brakes and shears. So we also fabricate parts out of sheet metal. We only do MIG and TIG welding here. About 95% TIG welding or heliarc welding and about 5% MIG welding. What makes it challenging is that you can spend hours machining a part and demolish it instantly if you're not careful. The NAFTA Free Trade Agreement has hurt the industry dramatically. We used to manufacture large quantities of parts for local factories, and now a lot of these factories are gone. There's just me and one other gentleman who operates this business. He's been here for 29 years. He worked for my uncle and I kept him on. I meet a lot of interesting customers, especially boaters that are cruising up and down the intercoastal waterway or offshore. Most of our parts end up in eastern North Carolina. Some of the parts make it around the world. People can be very nice here in eastern North Carolina, and that is a plus. We have been lucky in the sense that we can get slow sometimes and then pick up other times quick. Sometimes we get way too much work and I can't handle it, and I have to sub it out to other shops. Sometimes when it's real slow, I have to get on the phone and make phone calls and start calling customers to get more work in here. Shops like mine have grown highly competitive over the years, especially since a lot of people are out of work. They want to get into the machining industry and get on the internet. We do not have a website. We tried a website a long time ago and figured out we really don't need it. Most of our business is through word of mouth. Shops like mine have grown highly competitive because of all the shops around. 1995, we got flooded 7 times so far, and hopefully we won't get flooded anymore. Here's some of the, actually this high right here, 42 inches in here. And of course it's not good for the equipment, so we have to elevate everything as much as possible. Some of the equipment is already raised, and some of it you can't raise because it's just too big and too heavy. So we had to use our flood insurance the last storm we had. Before that, I never had any flood insurance because it's expensive to get and it doesn't cover a whole lot. Even though we're on a back creek here, this is a small creek, the water gets real high during mostly hurricanes coming in. I'm going to operate this business as long as I have work to do and my health stays with me. I am starting to feel aches and pains from years of tightening things down and kneeling down, and it's just regular wear and tear on your body to run a business like this. Thank you.